Greetings, everybody. I want to thank you for your presence and for being alive on the planet right now. It's a stunning time to be alive, and there's a wealth of information about what's going on in all little nooks and crannies. What's so fascinating is that it's happening globally. It's not just the superpowers, it's every square inch of the planet. And one could say that it's perhaps a man-made creation in order to try to dominate, world domination, all that scary stuff. But when you really sit down and think about what are the odds, how could they be on every square inch of the planet at the same time? That would be giving them way too much power and foresight. So it's, to me, it is, supernatural. It's cosmic. It's timing. It's just, it is what it is. It's an amazing planetary global event. And the globe, the entire world, truly has been under control of forces that you could call them dark, you could call them satanic, you could call them non-organic, you could call them all kinds of names, and there's many theories about who's doing all this nefarious stuff. But it's really, that sort of doesn't matter in my perspective. What I'm thinking right now is it doesn't matter because it's in the past. And that's not the way it is now. Even though those forces would like you to think that's what's really still happening, but it's really not. Everybody is affected by this global planetary great awakening. This has been prophesied from many ancient texts and traditions, and there's really no getting out of it. It's interesting when you decide to wake up, and I mean decide, because even if you're completely and totally, zoned out, completely, you've turned your brain over to I don't know, I guess you could call it artificial intelligence, which is what comes through your screen, through the waves, the airwaves. It's been planned for centuries, this global takeover of all the minds on the planet. It's nothing new. It's been going on for a long time. So I guess for me now in this moment, what I'm saying is that you can, and I think Yeshua said this. I think he said this a long time ago. He said something like you can be in the world, but you're not of the world. And I think that's been dissected and taken apart for a long, long time, and many people have thought it meant this thing or that thing and the other thing. But for me, what's coming up for me is that, they tried to blanket the world in darkness and giving everybody a sleep draft so that they could not be aware of what they're doing, and when you awaken to this, when you open your eyes, when you go down the rabbit hole, when you allow for the truth to come in, you can choose. That's the moment when you're given the key, the key to unlock the unconsciousness, and you get to choose whether you want to continue to buy into the lies, which is total bullshit, or if you want to just become like a child, to see the world in wonder. I mean, you can see the world through the eyes of a child, and you can still look at what's real, what's true, what's really going on, and not be completely devastated and not be completely thrown into a coma because you're protected and you know better. Once you open your eyes and awaken to this nefarious global lie, that everything is wrong, then you get to see the world as it is, in all of its true beauty and all of its true horror, You get to see it all, and you get to choose in every moment which direction you want to go and which side you want to be on, and you can choose to deprogram your mind and stop thinking the thoughts that keep you down, that keep you subservient, that keep you a slave. It's within your grasp, it's within your power, and you can withstand the onslaught of the nastiness. I'm still here, and I haven't even seen the worst of it. I'm willing to see. I'm willing to look. I'm willing to take the scales from my eyes, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I really appreciate this last year, this amazing, completely, totally outlandish, outrageous, amazing year. This has been the greatest year of my life, and it may be yours as well. I'm ready to roll, I'm ready. I know that I'm completely and fully encased in an aura of light. Some would call it the armor of God. The aura, the Merkaba, however you say it. I don't know. Fear does come up, but really I'm not afraid. I'm excited. And I have a vision. I have many visions, but I have a vision for the way that the earth is going to look and where I want to live and how I want to live and what I want to do. And that's our creative ability, is to imagine, to see, to envision. So that's it. You're powerful. You will awaken when it's your time, and you will be, your loins will be girded. I want to thank you for your presence. I want to thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you, and I'm sending you love and Reiki and healing and support and a big smile and a big hug. That sounds so corny, but most of us are hug starved, and we must hug again. That's my new vision, is to hug everybody in the world in real time, in the physical. Being in the physical is a true gift. It's being in the world but not of it. It doesn't mean that we don't get to revel in the absolute and stunning beauty of Gaia, the absolute and beautiful and stunning experience of being in the body. The body is a pleasure palace, and we can live with pleasure and not be doing something wrong. I mean, it's I think that's the number that they tried to, put on us, is that being in the flesh is sinful and you shouldn't experience pleasure, and you should suffer and you should be removed from the glory of human life. And I think that is a travesty, all of the years that were lost for the people who weren't living in pleasure and the people who were, because the people who were living in pleasure could never truly experience it, because they were, they laid trips on them and made them feel like they were dirty. But our bodies are gifts, and they're full of delight. So living in the world is magical and exquisite. And I'm so glad that I'm here. And I'm so glad that I'm breaking free of the chains that used to bind me. The powers that were is exactly that. They were. They're not anymore. The powers that be is the collective consciousness, is the field of pure source energy, which is me, and which is you, and which is us. So revel in your power, revel in your physical majesty. Pleasure is good. Wonder is wondrous. Yeshua said to become like a child. And that, my friends, is truly the reason why we're here, is to get back to that place of purity and of laughter and of absolute and total fun, of excitement and wonder, of curiosity. Thank you.